And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. Tonight is season 2, episode number 8, and it is sponsored by Scratch and Sniff stickers. Do you guys remember Scratch and Sniff stickers from the 80s?
Gosh. I still have those at school for my kids.
They still sell these things?
They're a little bit modernized version, but I still have them.
What do they smell like now? Is it not the smell that we had back in the day?
They all smell the same.
If you got your Scratch and Sniff stickers still.
I was going to make a bad joke, too.
That's who's sponsoring our show tonight. I thought I'd pull them out like a blast from the past. I didn't know they still made them. So, hey, waiting in our green room tonight. I know we advertised Buddy Finothy, but he had some more illnesses. So he got his sidekick is going to be here tonight, Brian Becker, who is going to brief us up on the Toylanta show. If you're not familiar with Brian Becker, he's been collecting since 95, and he met Buddy in 97. He has helped to start the Atlanta Collectors Group in 98. He developed Joe Lanta and Toylanta in 99. And he is behind the creation of DOB in 2000. If you're not familiar with what DOB is, it's not your date of birth like I thought it was. He's going to talk to us about that. So, as always, I'd like to highlight one YouTube channel, and tonight's channel is Small World Workshop. Small spelled as SMOL. Small World Workshop. I'd like to always thank my subscribers. 3 of my newest subscribers this week were Theodore Luderman, Trooper Jim, and Timothy Eldridge. Next week, our special guest will be John Mitchlig. Guys, I have this book. He is the author of this book. So make sure you guys read up on that and have a bunch of questions for him next week. We're looking forward to having him on.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's get into introducing our League of Extraordinary Gentlemen that I have for you tonight.
Oh, boy.
Starting off, batting first, playing first base, we have this guy doesn't do YouTube for the clicks. He does it for the chicks. This is Angelo D. Annabelle. Not sure how many chicks watch our show, Angelo, but
yeah,
all 2 of them are here for you, buddy. This man's wife says he's a hunk of burning love. That's why we refer to him as Big Sexy. This is Jim Egner.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going,
Hello,
Big Sexy?
Man, that's the most flattering one you've done for me so far, Paul. Thanks.
And I don't even hear your wife laughing in the background. Where is she? Usually she's right next to you laughing.
Yeah, she's out of earshot right now.
Oh, all right.
Missed it.
He's a 20-minute man, but he's up all night long. Think about it. Think about it. This is Michael, a.k.a. the Medic Bowinski.
The rating on this.
You gotta think about that, huh? 20-minute man all night long.
That was terrible.
I know. You're getting worse. I gotta come up with something new.
That's not right.
And this man finally has a good background. He's got a good internet connection. No cats or dogs running behind him. This is gonna be good. All right. So this man used to be a people person, but then people ruined that for him. So he's not a people person anymore. This is Stacy Armstrong. Woo! How you doing tonight, sir?
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So,
and now I'm not.
No, you're there. You're there. We didn't disconnect you yet. Hey, before we get started on what's new in the zoo, I just wanted to highlight March and April for everybody so they know what's coming up. Again, I said John Mitchlig is coming next week. The week after that, we have Cruz Flores and Murray Corrigan. Murray's already in the chat room, I see.
Yeah, I see Murray there. Yep.
That will be on the 11th. The 18th, we have Daryl DePriest. I think everybody knows him. We don't have to tell people who he is. The 25th, now that'll be the weekend after Toylanta when I come back. We're going to have Victor Langos on here. He is the YouTube channel Gen Experience. You guys are going to really like that if you haven't seen his channel. It's called Gen Experience. He covers everything from cartoons to toys to everything from the Gen X.
Scratch and Sniff stickers.
Yeah, Scratch and Sniff. Actually. Yeah, so starting in April 1st, April Fool's Day, we have Larry Salmon on, okay, the artist.
Okay.
A lot of the work for Hasbro. Following week is James D. Simone.
Wow.
So he is. 15th, we're going to have the owner and operator of the G.I. Joe Museum in Oklahoma. That is Dr. Neil Vitale. I showed that postcard last week. The G.I. Joe.
Yeah, you got a hold of him, huh?
Yeah.
We did. I
That's
worked on
great.
that this week, and he said he really doesn't want to come after James D. Simone and Daryl the Priest. He said, I can't keep up with those guys. I said, it's not what this show is about, man. It's just old guys talking toys, man. So, and then the week after that, I have Steve Weimer, who was a toy designer at Hasbro.
Okay.
And he's going to be here. So we are pretty much filled until April 29th. So if there's anybody April 29th that you know of.
Well, you got to get Big Boss Jack in there. I didn't hear his name.
He was supposed to be here tonight. However, something happened with his internet connection. And he said as soon as mom fixes that, I guess, or whatever, he'll join us. So maybe he'll be on the chats on his phone, but he said he couldn't do it on a computer. So.
I can see him. He's popping in. I see him.
Is he already in there?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and this the World War drawer.
Yes.
This gentleman, I believe, looking at his videos, I'm going to guess is between 9 to 14, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Kid's got 14,000 subscribers, man.
Of course. Of course.
So he's no joke, man. He's no joke.
So we got no F-bombs then tonight, Paul.
Oh, no. No, screw that, man.
Wait a minute. Education must begin somewhere.
Well, I'm just trying to get to 3,000. My goal this summer was to get to 3,000 before the summer, but man,
I'll take 220.
Two people at a time it takes a long time. 2 or 3 people at a time.
If I get to 400, geez.
All right, we're gonna go around the horn. We'll start with Jim Egner, the Big Sexy. What's new in your suit, Big Sexy?
Just mostly catching up. Being sick for a week kind of threw me way behind on trying to stay up on the orders and such. So I did finish up a super secret special project for Angelo. We're going to get a test print sent out to him on that project, and I'll let him talk about that if he wants to. Let's see. We've got I'm working on still working on the deep core drilling unit. I was hoping to have something ready to show tonight, but it's not ready. I'm working on a wet bike, a canoe, and some parts that people have been asking me, and it's going to be kind of a 60th thing for me. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Available now is gas cap for the 5-star Jeep. That was a request somebody put in. Let's see. I'm working on what's really kind of gobbling up my. I split my time between printing stuff and then developing stuff. And right now, I bought that vacuum form machine, and I'm working on a project for Greg down at Cotswold that requires some vacuum forming, and I'm having to make the molds for the vacuum form machine. So that's been kind of eating up a lot of time. Also working on a Zodiac raft, Soldiers of the World British canteens, almost ready. A digital display map tabletop. Instead of a paper map that goes on top, it'll be a video screen. So
nice.
that one's going to be a 60th. I don't do a whole lot of electronic stuff, but that's going to be one of them. Let's see. I think I talked about it last time. A data center for Robert DeCastro. I'm working on an Jeep engine bay insert. That's another request somebody asked for. Mouth of Doom raft, the Sea Sled spear cannon, and landing gear for the Panther jet. Those are kind of the still in the works list.
Very cool.
Other than that, top secret stuff can't talk about.
Woohoo.
All I got.
It looks like the guest for this evening is temporarily blocked out.
No, he said his computer just started updating, so he had to come back.
Oh no!
So we might have to carry our little intros here a little longer than usual, but I'm sure Mike the medic's got a bunch of shit going on. He can talk about.
Yep, that's another reason to switch to Linux for there, Brian. Okay, let's see what's new in my zoo. Well, this week there's only one thing to talk about, guys. Jim Egner knows about this.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's cool.
See my post on
That's
this
awesome.
baby. It is complete. It is unbroken. It is beautiful.
Don't drop it.
Oh no! I have to fall on my sword and die. But anyway, you can see that little pieces on there. and there's not a crack or a break or nothing. I'm afraid to clean it because I'm afraid I might break it.
Oh my.
How
That's
did
a
you get
very
so
delicate.
lucky to get that? I mean, that's
And in
really
addition to that, I also got pretty much most of the rest of the parts to the combat construction and demolition set.
oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Jackhammer.
A little bit of paint missing, but other than that, it's perfect.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
another hard one to find, the original.
Yeah. And then we got the 3 dynamite
Engineer
sticks.
set.
And we got the
Yep.
dynamite sticks.
Dynamite
I got all 3 of them. Unbroken fuses.
Oh wow.
Can you dig it? And yeah, detonator and helmet with the correct strap on there.
Oh, you still got the strap on there. Wow.
Wow.
And 1 glove.
Hey,
So
one
all I need to complete the 2 sets is 1 glove and then the Hong Kong marked helmet. I was showing
Wow, dude.
I popped it out to Joe Zeta and he says he's got the helmet, so I'll be talking to him about trying to figure something out for that.
Wow.
But yeah, pretty good. $300, not too terrible.
No.
So yeah,
I think my reissue one that I bought was about 200 some when I bought that tripod
Really?
thing. Yeah.
wow.
I bought it. I bought that 2 years ago from Joe Zeta, I think.
He had reproduction stuff.
Was it? Oh, it was 3D Sons. 3D Sons books.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
First
He had.
time.
He had.
some nice stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a repo. So,
Yep.
hey Jim, you already have one question in there by Andy and Indy.
Oh, what was it?
Do you have a Pursuit Craft cockpit?
I've got a couple of vintage ones. I'm working on making the reproduction of it, and if I can pull that off, I'll pretty much have the whole vehicle. So yeah, that's a big one though.
Gotcha.
That's a big
Alright.
print, and it's a multi-part. It's a 2-part print. It's
Yeah.
challenging. Yeah.
I know.
But I got to say, you guys must all have a lot of money to spend on all these pieces and parts that cost hundreds of dollars. Damn. I got in a wrong occupation. I got definitely the wrong occupation of teaching. No, but I love my job. I love my kids. So we have a lot of fun. So anywho, new in Maizu, as you may have seen, some of you, I've been doing a lot of the 1/12 scale flocking, turning those 12 scales into some adventure team, scaring a lot of the classified guys because they've never seen it or heard of it before, due to the fact that some of them are only 12 for the 1/12 scale, so they're not old enough to understand what the adventure team was. So I'm trying to teach them a little bit about that. But there's a lot of great guys out there. Just like with any site you have, any group that you belong to, you're going to have the people who are dicks. Then you're going to have the people who, sorry guys, it's the truth. I mean, you're going to have the people who are really great and they really enjoy the hobby and they want to encourage others to enjoy the hobby. They're very positive and upbeat. And then you have people that just sit around and nitpick and criticize because they have nothing better to do with their lives, and that validates their existence, which is pretty sad. So anyway, I've been flocking like crazy with that. Then I started. Rick Bradshaw asked me if I would paint some of the heads instead of. I know it's really blurry as all heck, but Rick Bradshaw does some amazing photography. So instead of flocking these 1/12 scale, I actually painted them for him. And he's going to put them on some figures. He's done a really awesome job. He called it the GQ G.I. Joe today. Had a real cool.
Bad.
Did you guys see that one with
Yeah,
the
I
brown?
saw that one. That was cool.
It was
Good, I like
awesome.
that.
It was awesome. So I'm got into the bug of the 1/12, and it is because I'm trying to bring that adventure team aspect into it. Adventure team will always be my favorite, but trying to revitalize it for some. And I guess that's kind of my goal. Seeing my kids at school and try to get them motivated and try to get them to play with some of the figures. Some of the 12-inch line, they enjoy bringing them home and whatnot. But I think that if you get that G.I. Joe aspect, if you try to get them to encourage them to play, the 1/12 scale is a great line because it's there. They can see it on the store shelves most of the time, and they can access it. For the 12-inch figures, unless I bring them to school, they're not going to see them in the store. So,
Hey, Angela, what age group kids are you talking about here?
The 10, 11-year-olds are what I teach. I teach 5th grade.
Okay.
So this was a fortnight. One of the words I never let my students say because I can't stand the game. This is a fortnight flying wing. It was like a parachute kind of thing. I painted, I spray painted, I weathered it a little bit, and it makes a great flying wing, or it can be used like for underwater, if you had the right photo shoot. And this is the other fortnight one that is set up just like the parachute. But I thought it was neat for the color scheme,
cool.
and it goes very well with classic Snake Eyes on there. The last addition to the 112 scale classified line was this cool. It's radio control. It's a little radio control 4-wheeler, and I have Outback on here. So this is a neat little piece. The only thing is, anytime you buy anything radio control, unless you spend hundreds of dollars on it, they can't get out of their own way. I tried to put that on the grass because I wanted to do a little video footage of it going on the grass. It just sat there and spun. I'm like, it's garbage. So it's kind of neat if I want to chase the cats around the house. But other than that, if you want to bring it outside for a photo shoot, yes, not as a interactive toy to use the radio control components of it.
Too bad.
Yeah. So that Easter's coming. It's about, let's see, I counted. We're at 23 days of school until our next break. This is the shortest space of time in between breaks. So looking forward to that again, so I can go lock myself in the basement and do some more G.I. Joe stuff. But I still have a whole pile of those Easter trade paperback comics. So if anyone is looking to have some reading, I know I posted some things this past weekend on YouTube, and unfortunately people were like, I can't see it. And I said, I can't see it either. That's why I got to wear the goggles and the glasses. These I made years ago. So it's unfortunate that when I put them on YouTube, I can't change the format. Each picture is already set up on the page. So I can't really do anything about that. If I make new ones, I can do them where there's one picture per page. But if I did that, now I'm up to 300 pictures and pages because that's how many are usually in a comic. So I have that out there. It was a winter one. It was called it wasn't the Escape, the Return where the commander goes to the Arctic to find the aged adventurer. The aged adventurer. It's a continuing story. The aged adventurer. We don't know if it's Joe's real father, or if it is just Joe's father's good friend. They were in the Arctic. He ends up staying there. Joe encounters him during one of my previous comics. And then the return is when the commander goes to the Arctic to try to get him to come back because he was one of the first commanders of the adventure team. So that one, I just posted that. It's a great one that was done in the snow a few years ago. And a continuation of that one is called The Escape that I'll probably be showcasing this coming weekend. So I tried to talk a lot, Paul, because I didn't know if Brian was here.
Brian's here. Brian's here, and we just got to get him to turn his phone sideways and not vertical.
All right, but I could keep going, but if not,
I will. We do have this other guy called Stacey Armstrong that hasn't gone yet. But
I will stop. I will stop now.
I mean, wait, but I got to see if he's. He's.
Yeah,
Stacey, are you awake? Are you awake?
Yeah, no, I'm awake.
Oh, okay.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm still on vacation because of the surgery. So I just have a bunch of work piled up. I have sitting on my bench in there, I have about somewhere between 30 to 50 figures to either reflock, repaint, make them talk again, restring them, all that kind of stuff, repaint rivets. And then I have a bag of, I don't know, I think it's somewhere between 50 to 75 heads to just flock. So
Wow.
I'm just kind of like, I want to go to work, but I can't,
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, Stacey, do you work on the accessories and stuff like backpacks and put on?
Yeah, I restring and put new slings on and repair broken parts.
Okay.
I make the pips for the holsters, stuff like that.
Do all that?
Yeah, whatever, it's whatever they send me. So it's just, I have a bunch of stuff. I have some shoulder holsters to repair. I do that.
Oh, Murray's on your side. Look at that. He says, "Take your time and heal." Fuck that shit. Come on, man. Get back in the game. Get back in the game.
Language, sir. Language.
Lame-o. People are waiting for their freaking heads. Come on.
I know. I mean, I want to. I feel like I'm ready to, but doctor says no yet. So I'm like, okay, so it does take quite a bit of strength to do some of the stuff to do when you're repairing the body. So
no doubt.
You have to be careful with that,
Yep.
Before we get into our guest speaker, I'm going back to you, Medic Mike. You had a question in the chat about fixing the legs of a talker. I think if they didn't want to take the talk box off, it was from War Drawer. I don't know if you want to give away your secrets or if that's like something you can tell. Oh, here it is. There
you go.
So
Okay. All you really got to do is just replace that elastic. And it's not all that difficult to do, but you have to take the torso apart to do it. So
you still have to get into the talking box.
Yeah, you know how to restring a basic figure. You can restring the talking ones pretty easily too. You just pop the back off, cut the eyelets at the legs, take a measurement off the elastic that's already there, cut yourself a new piece, crimp on some new eyelets. Either push the rivets out and slide them on there, or you can cut the rivets, cut the eyelets, hook them around the rivets, and then squeeze them back together.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Mike, there's another way too. If you, I drill the rivet out. If you open the thighs on the inside, you can drill the rivet out, push the rivets out.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said pull them out. Just, I don't do that very often. I usually just cut the eyelets, but when I do it, I take just a little awl and I just tap them out enough to slide the.
You can either drill them or tap them out, and then I just usually fill it with either. You can do if it's real tight, you can do it with super glue. It'll fill back in and works fine. Or you can use epoxy.
Yeah. Super glue would be the answer, I think, there. But yeah, epoxy works too.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Angelo. He's no longer with us. But
Stacy froze up too.
We do have our guest here, and I'm going to bring him up. If he could turn it. Are you on your phone right now, sir, Brian?
Yes, I am.
No.
Can you turn it? Can you turn it? It'll flip. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Hey, I got an introduction for you too, sir. You're not getting out of this that easy.
Uh-oh.
At first glance, you may think he's a Hell's Angel member, but no. This is just how they look in Georgia. This is Brian Becker. I hope I didn't offend you. You probably are a Hell's Angels guy, aren't you? No.
Well, being a musician type, you'll appreciate this. This started out to be my Skunk Baxter tribute mustache, and then I got lazy. So,
well, we're glad you could fill in for Buddy Finothy. I hear you're his right hand man, and a lot of the things that goes on down there. So,
well, thank you. I apologize. My laptop started updating out of nowhere, so that's why we're stuck with the phone.
No, that's fine. Phone works fine. So before we get started, can you just fill us in a little bit on your background for those individuals that don't know much about you or maybe first time seeing you?
Sure. This is actually my first interview since all those charges were dropped. So
you just flipped vertical again. Dang it.
Well, it just went off my screen here on the phone, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's that technology shit, man. Well, we can still hear you, man, if you want to talk.
Yeah. Okay, well, if I'm black screen, that's fine. I got my first Joe in '64 when I turned 10 years old. Had about 3 good years of fun with it till other interests started calling. Then when Duke came out at Target at 91, I started looking at the stuff and picking up a few of them. Then when I went online, I met all those wonderful people in the trenches.
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
Well, Trenches is still going strong on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And Scott and Charlotte are still running it.
Still there?
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It says he's still there. I don't know. Can you hear?
Dang this technology.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay, I'm still here.
Yeah, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything.
That's what she said.
Go ahead, Brian. You're still talking.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. I met Buddy in 97 at a time when he wasn't working a lot and I wasn't working a lot. So we bonded pretty quickly over this new hobby. Started doing, selling some stuff at the local toy shows. In 98, we decided to start, getting names and phone numbers from people we met at the show and ran an ad in Master Collector, the G.I. Joe newsletter back then to start a local Atlanta collectors group.
Okay.
And we met like monthly on Sundays. Then in about 2007, Buddy moved and needed help with his collection. So we started meeting Wednesday nights at his house. And we basically had those Wednesday night meetings run up until COVID hit.
Mm.
And that was, it was like the highlight of the week for a lot of people. It was like, playing with your neighborhood friends again.
Yep.
Yep.
And that was not just G.I. Joe's though, right? That was all toys, right?
It spread. Joe was a mainstay, but I think if you're a G.I. Joe collector, you're also kind of a pop culture guy.
Mm-hmm.
And music and movies and different toys, and it was a lot of fun. COVID, that nasty fucker really just, hit us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In 1999, James D. Simone called me and was asking around about what hotel areas were like in Atlanta, what was near the airport and whatnot. After I talked to him, I called Buddy, and we had talked about maybe doing a Joe-specific show. And that's really what got the ball rolling for the first Joe Lana in 2000. And now here we are 24 years later with Toy Lana and Joe Lana. And if I can't imagine what the Vegas odds would have been on starting a silly little toy show that goes on for, what'll be a quarter century next year.
That's awesome, though. Man.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Hey, we have somebody in the chat room. His name is Buddy Finothy. I guess he's chatting from the hospital. I hope that penis reduction surgery is going well for you, buddy. We want you back, man. We want you back, brother. So,
I just talked to him. He just called while I was trying to get back online, and he sounds 95% today.
Oh, good.
That's
good.
That's good.
Good to hear.
Excellent.
Yes, we need him back.
He's one of the good ones, man. Definitely one of the good ones.
Buddy is an amazing personality, and in fact, when we were talking, he talked about how sometimes he's afraid people don't like him on podcasts because he tends to take over. But that's just kind of the Pied Piper he almost is. We've had a lot of people in Atlanta responsible for the success of this show. Ricky and Bambi, who do most of the scheduling and the grunt work and all that kind of stuff with it. Buddy's wife, Pam, is heavily involved. And if you've ever been to the show, you probably know who she is. David Lane and the people at the Cody Lane Foundation. And, this has been, I think we could run at least the Joe Lana part of this show if we didn't have a toy show at all, just for all the old friends who would show up to have a good time and break bread and swap stories and talk about their memories and their collections and that sort of stuff. It's really been a labor of love for a lot of these people.
Yeah. Jim Egner, question.
Uh-oh, what you got?
No, I'm asking. Do you have any questions for Brian before he gets into?
Man, I'm full of questions, and I don't even really know where to start. But I always like to start when I think about, when I started collecting as an adult. It was the same thing for me when the Target Duke came out, about 91 or thereabouts. Is that kind of what happened to you? Can you tell us that story?
I was sitting here in my living room, thumbing through the Sunday paper, and I opened up the Target ad, and there was a 12-inch G.I. Joe, and I will bet I was at Target within 40 minutes. And of course, they were sold out.
Yeah.
So I got my rain check. And then I had a friend whose wife was in management at Target, and she had a friend who worked at the store I went to. And when they finally came in, I ended up getting the whole case.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. I remember that same flyer, when they came out, and I did the same thing. Raced down to the local Target. They were sold out. Ran over to the next nearest city and picked one up there. So yeah, very fun memories. So did you start scrounging around looking for vintage ones in the garage sales and that sort of thing? Because as soon as I picked up that Target, Duke or whatever. Next thing I know, I'm in my mom's attic, rummaging around boxes looking for my old stuff from when I was a kid. That's how I got hooked.
I was fortunate when, that old joke about, your parents throwing out all your old toys.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much when my folks moved to Florida from Philadelphia, I thought everything was gone. But in, I guess, maybe 88, when I first bought this house, they showed up to visit, and my mom had my Foot Locker with my Joe and some of the gear in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole joke about, I
don't know who's talking.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Brian,
I think that was that me doubling back?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Gee, I didn't think the house was big enough to echo, but
maybe your computer's running in the background or another phone. I don't know.
No, I got everything. I want to make sure. I want to have 4 bars for you, Paul. So I tried to shut down everything I could.
No, you're coming in great now, man.
Good. But so I was fortunate to have my Joe. I was a regional manager for Blockbuster Video in '91.
Oh wow.
So I didn't have a lot of time to hunt, but I'd go by Toys R Us occasionally and pick up one if I liked it. But then after I wasn't working at Blockbuster anymore in '95, I guess, I went up to the bookstore one day and I found the two toy newspapers, Toy Auction, Toy Shop, and whatever the other one was. And I started going wild looking for stuff in there. And that's when I started collecting vintage.
Okay.
When I got online in '96, and I met some people, found out about, the National Club and Cotswold Collectibles. That's when my financial plans, as I knew them, came to an end.
For a lot of us, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Now I'm cutting checks to Jim Egner.
Well, I think it's toy box envy. And I think psychologists will diagnose it as that. The Clark brothers in my neighborhood always had the best toy box. They had all the Marx play sets. They had Johnny 7. They had everything made.
Mm-hmm.
My folks were a little more, I had a Civil War play set. I asked for another one the next year. It's like, you already have a play set. You don't need another one.
But we need every Marx play set. You know that. We need everyone.
Parents for you.
You're getting a lot of compliments in the chat room, man. You got some people here that know you, brother. I don't know if you probably can't read them on your phone. They're probably too small, but
All right, let's hear about that DOB stuff.
yeah, what's the date of birth?
Defenders of Bullet
I
Man.
want to know how that started. I have a hard time understanding who would venerate Bullet Man.
Yes, Defenders of Bullet Man.
Brian, can you tell us a little bit about DOB?
I think he's getting something.
Yeah. Are you guys hearing me okay? Because it's gotten real staticky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't go to
Okay.
the bathroom right now. Like, don't take us to the.
Okay.
We can still see you.
Can you see Bullet? This is Bullet Man.
Yes, sir. We see him.
Yeah, that's him, all right.
Let me bring him up.
Bullet Man was the bane of the G.I. Joe collector's world.
Yeah.
Because they came up with him at the tail end. He was just kind of a throwaway. But, Bullet Man was an actual World War II comic book hero.
Yep, I knew that.
And at the 2000 convention, we'd gone to Knott's Berry Farm, and a bunch of us had gone back to the hotel. And Rex Adams and some of the people from 21st Century came and sat down at the table. And the guys from 21st was doing some pretty neat stuff. And Rex is a great guy, but some of their designers and whatnot were kind of, oh, you G.I. Joe kids. So we started talking about Bullet Man and was like, what if we can make Bullet Man cool? And by midnight, 4 to 5 with some alcohol, Buddy was there. Lanny Latham was there, Jim Marinetti, Dean Morrison, Jeff Pell. And we just started going on about Bullet Man and kind of run off the 21st Century guys. But by the end of the night, we had a salute. At the 2003 convention, Don Levine was in the restaurant that morning when we were having breakfast. And we had a Bullet Man at the table, and he said, "What's that?" And he wasn't familiar with it from the G.I. Joe line because I guess he wasn't really involved with it.
Wow.
Lose them again?
Believe it or not, I really wanted to know about this.
I know, me too.
We lost Angelo too. Angelo's been gone for like 10 minutes now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jim, this is not my fault. I got good connection tonight.
No, it's all you, dude.
It's all these guys.
It's the Paul Knapp show. You got to take full responsibility.
You are.
Hey, there you are. Brian, you just left us for like a minute. So whatever you were saying, you got to repeat it.
Okay, well, I don't know where I was. Were we talking about Bullet Man?
Yeah, Bullet Man.
Okay, well, let's get to cut to the quick. By midnight on a Saturday night in San Jose, we had a fish line run from the 18th floor of the hotel down in the lobby, and we were running Bullet Man down it with Don Levine. And 2 weeks later, Don Levine was on the front page of the New York Times, or I'm sorry, the Wall Street Journal, and he actually mentioned the defenders of Bullet Man in his newspaper article.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's been silly, but we've had a lot of fun with it. We've done some special uniforms. People have been real creative on different things with it. But let's talk about Toylanta. That's why I'm here.
Absolutely. So the dates I have are March 22 through 24. And I've never been to Toylanta. I know Angelo went to Joe Lanta last year. I plan on being there this year to cover it for Buddy. And I'm going to try to do some of this live stream stuff down there and interview some of you guys. So why don't you fill us in on what to expect for those of you that have never been there before? Okay.
Yeah. I met Angelo last year, and I mean, great guy. We had a lot of fun. It's an all-encompassing toy show. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is. It might be 50-50 G.I. Joe and other things. But if you're looking for toys, it's the right place to be. We've got a maker's room, and I can't access my notes about it because I'm talking on that phone, but Steve Bug will be vacuum forming things. He's done some things the past couple of years. In fact, I do have one right here. And I heard you talking about vacuum forming earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does the dog tags.
Dog tags? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Giant dog tag.
And they put your name on there.
Yep. He's got I think he's got maybe a Rocketeer mask from those old collegiate uniforms they did in the 60s that he's hoping to be vacuum forming this year. But he's got a guy who's going to be doing foam sculpting and 2 or 3 others. the website is toylanta.net, I believe.
Toylanta.com.
.com. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
All one word. Toylanta.com. Yep.
And the schedule should be on there in the next few days, as well as the vendor list and a list of the different breakout room sessions we're going to have. Generally, people people talk about the history of different toy lines and just whatever topics we can get people involved with. There's cosplay, there's food, there's fun. There, a lot of people have been coming to this thing for 20 years, so it's almost like a reunion.
It says 24th anniversary, man. 24 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, bro. And Joe Lanta's been going just as long, right? 24 years? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah. We broke it out into Toy Lanta and Joe Lanta. Well, Joe Lanta morphed into Toy Lanta maybe in 2015 or 16 because we realized the 12-inch Joe collector base wasn't going to get bigger because we were all just getting older.
Yeah.
And we wanted to try to spread into other areas. But then a lot of people, it got so big that some people were like, I miss the intimacy of when it was just Joe Lanta, you know? That's why we started doing the second show. And I mean, the rates are reasonable. It's a nice hotel. There's plenty of parking. Though when you pull in there on a Saturday, you won't think so because you got to go around the back of the hotel and into the business park where they take down the chain. So we got another 400 or 500 parking spaces.
So Jack Hall has a little comment about your story here. I don't know if you can read that, but he said the best part of Don Levine's story he left out. He said we almost got shut down by a security guard. You want to elaborate on that?
Oh, the security guy came around because let's face it, hotel safety wise, we were launching things out of a 15-story balcony and then floating down a closed fish line into the lobby probably wasn't the safest thing, but he came around and Don Levine went over and kind of smoothed it so the guy went away and left us alone. I mean, we're just a bunch of big kids having fun. I don't think anybody's wives, if they weren't involved, would have been very proud of anything that was going on. But I mean, we could have been out, buying drugs or drinking and driving, and I mean, here we are in the hotel lobby playing with toys. What's safer?
Yeah.
Here.
What did you get arrested for? Play with my G.I. Joe.
Well, there is that.
I wanted to ask you a question. The show used to be over in Atlanta. Now it's over in Marietta. So
no,
you guys don't do the parachute drop anymore, right?
No, we're not in Marietta anymore. We're back over close to where we were, but we don't have a hotel that's got a 20-story lobby, so we can't do the parachute drop.
Yeah. Which
is a shame because, again, it was amazing that the hotel would let us do it to start with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, a Joe whose parachute doesn't unfurl and drops 18 stories might ding you just a little bit. Those people were generally pretty cool with it. We've tried to find another facility where we can do it, but hotels like that are hard to find.
Right.
Oh, hell, just rent the helicopter and do it that way.
Looks like Angelo made it back on.
I made it back on. I got kicked off. It said that the room was full. Paul didn't want me on.
Brian was logged in twice somehow. I think once on his computer and once on his phone. That's why it said full when you left. So we're back. We're back.
All right.
So Brian, you're not going to ask Brian to repeat everything that you missed, are you?
I was watching some. Brian, I didn't recognize you with the beard. Is that? Where'd he go?
Brian went vertical again. Every time Brian walks around the room, he fucks up the phone, man. Brian, Brian,
zero.
you got 15 minutes left.
Well, no,
Go. Sit down.
you guys went to like Star Wars communication static on me again. So I was trying to find a better spot.
Get in one
So-
place and don't
Wait.
move for the next 15 minutes.
Brian,
I'll do my best.
I wanted to say I didn't recognize you with the beard. Because
I guess when he saw you in Joe
Well-
Lanta, you didn't have the beard.
No, I didn't have the beer, and I got incredibly sick that night at Joe Lannis. I don't remember much of that, but no, I told him earlier. This is my skunk. I started out to grow a Skunk Baxter tribute horseshoe mustache,
Yep.
but then I got lazy. So
it looks good. It looks good.
Now he looks
I-
like a Hell's Angels motorcycle gang member.
Yeah, I got approached by Steve Bugg sent me a message today. He wanted to know if I wanted to come to to Toylanta and set up next to him and do some flocking.
yes,
And I was like, so I'm trying to figure out if I can figure a way to get down there. I said that right now report card season is right around the corner, so school is getting a little crazy. But I would love to come down and for the big show. So I gotta see whether or not I can finagle that, because then I could crash on Paul.
Well, it's going to be, according to the chats, Mike's GI Dojo's coming too. So
Well,
you
hey,
and
we
him are going to be spooning on the floor if you're staying.
could
in my
get
room.
we could get bunk bed. They now make bunk bed inflatable mattresses.
Oh, there you go.
So
they really.
That's not safe.
Why did you think of that?
That was too bad.
bunking with Dojo and with Paul Knapp, nothing safe there, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Well-
Anything can happen, man. Hey, Jim, are you making
That would be risky. I'd like to see your flocking machine, because I'm sure it's different than my old Don Coffee special, but
Yeah.
I'd like to see what you're doing for sure.
Yeah, I gotta see if I could finagle that, but I would love to. Like I usually say about the
Brian,
show,
stop
it's not
touching stuff.
the show, it's the people. The people are the best, and what you guys started down there is wonderful. And Buddy, I know he popped in on the chat a little while ago. God bless him. I hope I get to see him again soon at a show. So it is definitely a community, a cohort, a troop, a tribe, like he says. That is the best. So Paul, you're gonna have an awesome time.
Chuck's going to be there too. Chuck was here before, rooting hair. Remember, he's showing us all his. So he's going to be there setting up a booth, I guess.
Oh, that's great.
Or else.
Hey, Angelo, how far of a drive is it for you to Toylanta?
Well,
It's got to be a good 700 miles.
yeah. So we're definitely more than 12, 15 hours, maybe.
Oh,
I'm driving from Virginia Beach, and it's 9.5 hours from me. So
Yeah.
No.
And
Yeah,
Angelo
that's-
won't even come see me, so he's not going to drive all the way.
Well, Paul, when Paul won't let me, he told me I can't come see the Joe Room. He said, no, that's only for friends. He said, I have to,
friends only, man.
So
Well, I'm really spoiled because it's a 40-minute drive from my house. But
Yeah.
we got people like Ace who comes from Minneapolis every year.
Yeah.
A lot of people come up from Dallas. Heck, Alan Dawson and the Pippins come over from England quite often.
yeah.
Well,
But it's a meeting of the clan, no question. Where it's just nice to be with people you can talk about this stuff with that don't pay lip service to you. And again, I mean, we've been friends for going on a quarter century with a lot of these people, and that's pretty hard to do in this day and age.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
well, hey, Stacy, how far is Toylanta for you? You move around a block.
Oh,
Well, golly, I don't know. I was thinking about doing it one year because I did it like 3 years in a row, but I came from Florida,
Mm-hmm.
so then it was like about 10 hours from
Okay.
Florida. So I think it's probably about 14, maybe 15.
I think Jack does it from Detroit in about 12, unless the traffic is really
Right,
bad.
But I'm Bay City.
Jack
But
Ball.
I'm all the way.
Yeah,
like,
but-
Jack's in the chat room right now. So yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah, but Jack is one of the. I met Jack in '96 at the Canaveral convention, and I mean, we roomed together for probably 8 years at national convention shows, and there's nobody funnier. There's nobody with a more perverse sense of humor, and there's nobody who does so much. I don't know if you saw his banana split customs that he did for the.
All the
Okay.
ATVs, all the
yeah.
different
Yeah.
ATVs he did.
oh
Yep.
yeah. I remember that. I remember seeing them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at by
You-
Terry Stare in the chats here.
yeah.
He has Terry.
Oh, good. Yes, in fact, Terry asked me to be on his podcast about 2 months ago. I said, Terry, I don't do podcasts. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't.
So when Buddy asked me to do this, first thing I did was fire a message off to Terry explaining what was going on, so he wouldn't think I was, feeding him a line.
No, you got to
Hey,
take care. You
Santa
got to
Claus
take care
can't
of
take
Buddy.
a joke that nobody.
No,
Buddy,
you got
has a
to take
question
care
for
of
you.
Buddy. That was this
Buddy's
was a
question,
special thing.
Buddy's statement said could you use a fire truck with a hook and ladder fire truck to throw a bunch of parachutes off off of that.
Well, let's get on Facebook Marketplace and take a look.
Hey, we do a fire truck. They do an egg drop at school, and the ladder truck comes.
The ladder truck will come out for that.
I don't see why they can't come to Toylanta and have the parachute drop.
Nobody has ever recommended that. We've talked about drones and helicopters, and I saw somebody who had like a large scale flying boxcar model. They were dropping the little plastic parachute men out of, but hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder
Interesting.
fire truck. Hey, I got a bunch of. I'm sure we all got a bunch of 12-inch firefighters we could donate to the fire department if they.
That would be
Oh
cool.
God, who doesn't have a bunch of Target closeout Earl firefighters in their closet?
Absolutely, man. Tell the fire department we'll give them all too. Let us borrow their truck for an hour.
Absolutely.
Well, Terry's
Cruz Flores
asking.
is in the house with us. Thank you. You're going to be our guest next week. I hope you remember.
Cruz is a good man. I met him over in Jolanta this past summer. Good man.
Yeah. And so is Murray, who is also our guest next week.
Yep.
You guys are going to be sharing the podium. If those two are on, Angela, I don't know if I can have you on, man.
Hey, and I'd like to talk to those guys, but you know what? It is what it is.
Right on. We're getting down to the end of the hour. Any more questions for Brian before we play our little game here?
I got another one. You know me, I'm always full of questions.
Yeah.
Brian, what are you working on next? What's coming up after Toylanta?
For me personally,
Sure.
I'm trying to sell stuff. I've got to the point where, I think a lot of people hit the point where it's like, I don't have room for this much shit.
Tell me about it.
And I think y'all feel that way. I've got a 1,500 square foot house, and I would probably need to live somewhere else to be able to get even the majority of my stuff set up right. Because I got probably 200 knockoffs. I've got 120 World War II U.S. Marines outfitted.
Oh my.
Wow.
Well, I keep trying to narrow down my scope. And then,
Yeah, good luck with that.
yeah, I know it seems to be an issue. I sold it at Jolanta for the first time, and I sold probably 80% of what I took, but 80% of what I took probably wasn't 10% of what I could sell.
Mm-hmm.
Your prices were phenomenal. If I wasn't flying, I would have bought your whole table.
Well, then maybe you should drive.
And
There you go,
Metro Truck.
Angelo. The gauntlet has been laid.
Yes, and I'm still looking for that Sasquatch set. I think you had that one on the table, but I think that one went.
Oh, the convention set?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know if his story was true or not, but he said he had to sell it in the divorce and he'd been looking to buy it back.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He probably went right out and resold it for twice as much.
Could be. I'm amazed at what people ask for stuff.
Yeah.
That never sells. Like, I mean, the 1/18th 21st century airplanes.
Yep.
You always see them on eBay for $400,
Yeah.
and hell, I had one priced for $120 and couldn't sell it.
Yep. It depends. It depends on the model too, because some of them. I had a whole bunch. There was an auction here in the village a few years ago, and I bought a whole entire lot of the 1/32 scale airplanes, and some of the German airplanes went for big dollars, and I had no idea, and I was just putting them out there to get rid of them. I didn't really want them, but they were in a lot with other things. So some of them did actually get a good penny.
Murray, yes, you are correct. It's in 2 weeks. Next week we have John, the author of the book.
Oh,
So he's on next week with our special guest. So yes, you will be on in 2 weeks. And I got one last question that somebody just texted in, and it's Terry. He says, "How does one become a member of the DOB?"
You have to drag it behind your bike.
It's pretty stringent membership requirements. You have to own a Bullet Man.
And that's it.
And that's it. I mean, that old Groucho Marx line about I'd never be a member of I'd never join any club that would have me as a member.
Yeah. No secret handshake.
Kind of the opposite. Well, we do have the salute. I don't know if I can do it in this situation with basically your hands just over your head like that.
Like a bullet.
And all hail Dom.
All right.
That's it. That's the high sign.
All right.
Was that on Flintstones with the Grand Poobahs and they had the special hats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yep.
I think you guys should do that. You should get Steve
Bunch of
Bug.
chrome
And
hats.
Steve and Jim could vacuum form some helmets, and you guys can all wear them and run. And that could be actual. Instead of doing jousting or pugil fighting, you can ram your head into one another.
Yeah, but you got to wear the leotard too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, we got to get on. We got to move on, man. Hey, Brian, I don't know if you've ever seen my show before, but at the end of every show, we'd like to do a little trivia. And tonight's trivia was actually set up for Buddy because of his stuff that he's done with restaurants, especially Magic Mushroom.
Right.
So tonight's trivia is famous food restaurant slogan. So I'm going to give you the slogan, and then you have to tell me what restaurant or fast food place this is from, okay?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So we go.
One thing first. Let me tell you one thing first. Have you ever heard of Houlihan's Old Place?
Houlihan's. No.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess that was okay. That was a restaurant chain so long ago you guys don't even know. Okay, I can play.
All right. So what we do is we go around the room 3 times. Everybody gets 3 questions. We're going to start at the top with Mr. Jim Egner.
Now, I usually get them wrong. So
That's all right.
Perfect.
somebody's got to be last.
Angelo's last tonight. Since he missed.
I kept telling my mom that when I brought my report cards home.
If you're not first, you're last, right?
Yeah.
All right, Jim, are you ready?
No.
Is your wife helping you cheat in the background?
No, she's not helping me cheat tonight.
All right,
so.
all right.
Tonight.
The slogan is "Where the food's the star."
What?
Where the food is the star. Where the food's the star.
Oh.
Restaurant?
Fast food chain, restaurant.
Fast food restaurant chain. Oh, man. I don't know.
Mike's GI Dojo got it.
I think I know.
Arby's.
It is Hardee's. Hardee's.
Hardee's. Okay.
Hardee's. Yes.
I thought that was where the burgers are charcoal broiled.
Mike, you're up next.
Yes.
Number 2, think outside the bun. Slogan.
Oh, I know that one.
Outside the bun. Outside the bun.
Think outside the bun.
I'll be damned if I know. Give me a sec.
It's not Carl's Jr. No.
Ponderosa.
Nope.
No.
Bill.
Taco Bell. It is Taco Bell. Hey, Brian, are you there? You're vertical? You're horizontal?
I'm here.
Okay. I told you, quit touching shit, man. Just
Well, my screen keeps blanking out.
well, we see you. I don't know why you don't see me.
Okay.
All right. The slogan is the last great hamburger stand.
You're just making stuff up, dude.
Straight
Yeah, I think so. I think that proves how little attention I pay to TV commercials.
I never heard of this place. I figured it was
wait.
somewhere down south.
A&W.
Fat Burger. Fat Burger.
Fat. We don't have those.
Yeah.
We don't have those here either. I don't know if anybody else
They're
does.
not in Texas either.
Stacy, you're up. Ready?
Okay.
World's greatest hamburgers.
Wendy's.
Fuddruckers. Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers. Really?
What?
Angelo, license to grill.
Never eat
License
there.
to grill.
Outback Steakhouse.
No.
I
Burger
haven't.
King.
Chili's.
What?
Chili.
Round 2. Jim Egner, you are up.
Man.
I don't think anybody got any right that time. Did they?
Well, this is obviously the fault of the person.
Oh, wait, hold on just a minute, Paul. You said this was going to be multiple choice, true or false. What happened to that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys did so well last week on the cereal.
Stone
one.
him. Stone him.
You guys did so well last week on the cereal ones. I thought you'd do better on the restaurant ones. Plus, I was thinking Buddy was going to be here, and Buddy would know all these probably. All right, round 2. It's a whole new neighborhood. Shit, you're never going to get these.
Applebee's.
Oh, Applebee's.
Applebee's, yes.
Oh,
Applebee's.
wow.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
This is another
What
easy
is
one,
that?
Mike. Another easy one. In here, it's always Fridays.
TGIF.
Yep.
TGI Fridays, yes, sir. Back to you, Brian.
Yep.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Sure. Stacy, everybody's on a roll here. Don't screw it up.
Oh,
man.
shoot.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the vote of confidence.
It's way better than fast food.
God.
But yet, this is the slogan.
And you have these
I
in
have
New
no
York.
idea
You
on
have
that
these
one.
in New York too. It's not a thing.
Arby's.
KFC.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Really?
Don't worry, because Angelo's not going to get this one. Slicing up freshness. Slicing up freshness.
Subway.
That one is Arby's.
I was going to say nothing sliced fresh at Subway.
Last round, Jim. You are up, sir.
Oh, man.
Hot eats, cool treats. Hot eats, cool treats.
Hooters. Hooters.
DQ. DQ.
Dairy Queen.
It is Dairy Queen.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Dairy Queen.
No, it's Hooters. Hot.
That's Hot Chicks.
Oh,
It's different.
Magic Mike. Magic Mike, you're up. Gather round the good stuff. Gather round the good stuff.
God, I don't think I have any idea. Pizza Hut.
It is Pizza Hut. Yes, sir.
wow. Wow.
I just pulled one out of thin air.
Brian, last one to you, sir. America.
Good.
It's America's Drive-In. America's Drive-In.
America's Drive-In. I know how.
Is it the root beer?
No.
A&W?
B&W. No.
No?
Mike's Jim's got it.
I thought it was A&W.
No, Sonic's.
Sonic.
Sonic's.
Yeah.
Yes. What's my turn?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Stacy. 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3. All right, buddy?
Why not?
Don't break your clean slate. You got to go. Making people happy through food.
What?
Hooters.
Okay. Hooters is not even on the list. Okay, so we can
Hooters are kind of like food.
making people happy through food.
I have no idea.
That one
really
is
am.
actually Carl's Jr.
That's Carl
Last
Jr.?
question. Last one.
Same as Hardy's.
Hot and ready, just like Angelo. Hot and ready.
Ready.
We went back to Hooters again. What's going on?
Did I say
Hooters was
is
the
not one
answer
of
for
them.
3 of them.
Hot and ready, Angelo. Hot and ready. Who is it?
Hot and ready.
Hey, Gen X is in the room. Hey, how you doing, Gen X?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Little Caesars.
No.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesar.
Little Caesars, man. Little Caesars.
That's
Yeah.
pizza. You got to say pizza.
No, they also say hot and ready.
That's not their
Pizza,
slogan,
pizza.
man. That's just what they
Well,
say.
Little Caesar bears very
Little Caesars.
very little resemblance to pizza.
You got people
Cardboard.
fighting in the chat room. Angelo,
Plastic with
you're so
cardboard.
stupid.
Well, that's good controversy.
Oh man, what a great hour! Hey Brian, I'm going to bring you up big. This is your last 5 minutes of fame kind of thing. Tell people where they can find you, or tell us maybe a little bit more about Toylanta. If you want to hit the dates, however you want to end the show here.
Oh, okay.
Or you can say nothing.
I think it you really can't describe the scope of it. It's Toyland is just a lot more than a toy show. It's it's a reunion. It's new friendships. It's a lot of fun. The time flies by. I think we've got a very nice hotel that's reasonably priced. There's a lot of food options in the area, not 10 minutes driving time away. And I don't think, unless people are looking to have a bad time when they come, I don't think anybody has a bad time.
Sounds great. And again, the dates for that are March
22, 23, 24.
3 and 24.
Toylanta. So I will be there this year for my first time. So looking forward to having a good time. Everybody else that's watching the show or they plan on being there, make sure you look me up. We'll do some interviews when we're down there.
So that's
Other than
about
that-
11 hours from here, so I'm on the fence whether or not I can make it. So,
No. Do you need me to talk to your wife, or you need?
well, we wouldn't be setting up as a vendor; we'd just be coming and hanging out.
Oh,
with
okay.
people.
Well, you could share the floor with Angelo and Mike, and we could have
Oh,
like
I don't think so.
Brian might have some room in his room.
I don't even stay at the hotel because it's so close to the house.
Oh yeah, 40 minutes. Yeah, that's nothing for you.
Yeah, I got to come home and feed the clan. So
Right on. Well, everybody have a great week. Thanks again. Don't forget, tune in next week. We got the author, John Mitchling, on next week. The author of the G.I. Joe book.
Ooh, sweet.
John's a great guy to talk to.
So if you haven't read this in a couple years like me, make sure you read it this week and have some questions for him next week. Okay.
Awesome.
Wait,
All right.
do you have his other book there?
Not on me, but I do have it.
Okay. Because hold on, I think. Yeah, here. Hold on. Here, let me get back in the light. Here's his other book.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, that's one.
Yep.
Yeah, I have that one as well. Yep.
Kind of like
Very well done.
an expanded version of the little one.
All right, everybody, have a great week.
All right,
And as
guys.
they say down in Texas, AMF, right?
Cheers, y'all. Have a
I like
good
that.
week.
Bye, guys.
thanks,